Our coverage of the 11U Cal Ripken World Series is made possible by Blue Crew, for all of your umpire needs. Pulse Technology, leading the way in technological innovation for over 70 years. Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn. Visit Michigan City LaPorte. Closer than you think, better than you imagine. Ironworkers Local 395. Proud to be union. Corral Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Bricklayers Local 4. The best hands in the business. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made. Diamond Plate Eatery and Pub. Eat, drink, play. IBEW Local 697. Proud to support high school sports. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT. Public Bar and Rec. Make it public. Station 21 American Grill. Eat, drink, relax. You're watching the 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live video coverage of the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network. We come to you today from Jerry Ross Park in Crown Point, as it is the group stage as Citronelle takes on Crown Point White in this evening matchup. I'm Leo Staudaher, and I'll be handling the play-by-play for today's broadcast. It's been a wild day of baseball here at Jerry Ross Park, and we have one more game for you in store. It is the host team, or a team from the host city, Crown Point Bulldogs. They will be the away team, while then visitors from Citronelle, Alabama, will be the home team on the scoreboard, playing defense first and taking first at bat. So we will get you all set up for first pitch here, as that is just moments away for Citronelle. It will be Tatum Nelson on the mound. He will be facing the batting order from Crown Point, but at 8:06 we are ready for first pitch, and it is low for a ball. So Citronelle, the home team in the white uniforms with maroon sleeves, maroon numbers, maroon caps. Crown Point dressed in gray. The next pitch is low for a ball. Crown Point's lineup will read like this. Brayson Eisminger leads off and will be the catcher. Crew Gabor will bat second and play second base. Carter Marzowski will be the starting pitcher. He bats third. Maddox Reed bats cleanup, plays first base. Brantley Hanger will be batting fifth as this one skied in the air towards right field, and it is high and gone. A leadoff home run for Brayson Eisminger puts Crown Point on the board first. He got all of that one for a solo shot. So Eisminger gets his team on the board. They will mob him at home plate, and what a way to set the tone. So to round out the rest of that Crown Point batting order after that solo shot from Eisminger, Brantley Hanger bats fifth, plays short. Griffin Custy bats sixth, plays right field. Owen Cassaway will be in center field. He bats seventh. Jacob Bigham follows him, playing left and batting eighth. Nick Bassino is the extra hitter. You can find him in the ninth spot. And Mateo Serrano Avino rounds out the 1 through 9. He will be playing third base. Defensively, Citronelle's defensive alignment reads like this, as this one is sliced towards second base, where the first baseman Weaver retrieves it and then steps on the base for out number one. You have Nelson on the mound, Sullivan behind the plate, Wheeler and Weaver at the corners, third and first respectively. Moore and Reed are the middle infielders at short and second. Hopkins, Gaba, and Dunn will be the outfielders from left to right. So here's Carter Marzowski, the starting pitcher for Crown Point, with his team leading by a run. The first pitch is high for a ball. Makes it a 1-0 count. But for Crown Point, getting a solo home run for your leadoff hitter, what a way to start the game. Well done by Brayson Eisminger. Reisminger. As that pitch is high, we go 2-0. Marzowski bats left-handed against a right-handed pitcher. We are at Field B here at Jerry Ross Park, and weather permitting, we will try to bring you the coverage here as well, as it's been a rainy day, and we had to move from our original station, and now we are here at this diamond, but it's been a good day for baseball, and that speaks to everything that the tournament staff has done to make things happen here, still finding a way to get us to play ball, and we're certainly appreciative of that as we are here in the evening games now. But a 2-1 count to Marzowski. The windup from Nelson. That is low, and that got his front foot, so he is hit by the pitch. He will step on over to first base. And now Maddox Reed bats with one away, one on. One run in the bank already this inning. So Reed batting against Nelson, who is on the mound. Tatum Nelson, the starting pitcher for Citronelle. He looks the runner back to first base. The pitch from Nelson. Running is Marzowski. The throw down to second. He is safe. Marzowski swipes the base. He moves up one spot. And so that will help things out for Reed here with a teammate now in scoring position. But Citronelle, a team from Alabama, playing here this evening. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Nelson to Reed. Actually, he'll step off, looks the runner back. So a long set, and then he will just try it over again. And he steps off again. So just trying to make sure he does a checkup on Marzowski. Now there's a swinging strike. We go 0-2. So Nelson pitching against Reed with the count even at one apiece. There's an out in the inning. The 1-1. A bouncer towards shortstop. Waiting for it is Moore, and he throws over to third base. They got Marzowski in a rundown towards the plate. The catcher runs him back to third, and he's safe. So Marzowski, caught in a bit of a jam, was able to dance his way out of it, allowing Maddox Reed to make his way over to second base in the process. Reed bounced it to shortstop. Moore got to it. He threw to the plate, where then Marzowski was caught in a tricky spot there, but was able to find a way out. And now he's at third base. There's a runner at second. There are two on, one away for the batter, Brantley Hanger. Hanger bats left-handed here. His team leads 1-0. And Nelson will step off to regroup here. But what an inning this could be for Crown Point if they could increase the pressure, get another run in. They had a solo home run to start the game, but could manufacture a couple more. This one sent on a roll towards second base. They go to first for one out. That will bring a run in to score. Marzowski steps across the plate, making it a 2-0 lead for Crown Point. Reed goes over to third base. So that brings home a run. Hanger does his job with the ground out that then scores Marzowski. Reed 90 feet away from scoring, and the batter will be Griffin Custy. Custy loops it towards shortstop. Shuffling, getting there is Moore. The throw is in time for out number 3. But Crown Point gets the damage done. They strike for 2 runs as we will head to the bottom of the first inning to see how Citronelle responds. Stick around. You're watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Get Pulse technology on your team. Hit a home run with our managed print and copier services, IT and technology solutions, office furniture and design services, office supplies, scoreboards, and AV solutions.
Strachan Van Til for the win with 4 ways to save. Catch price drops on over 15,000 items and check the weekly ad for can't miss deals. Stack on the rewards program for digital coupons, points toward discounts and free products, and power up with our own brands. Keep your budget in the safety zone. Get the same great taste as national labels at lower prices. If you can't taste the difference, why pay the difference? Score big value with 4 ways to save at Strachan Van Til.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network. As let's meet the 1 through 9 for Citronelle, led by head coach Kirk Nelson. His lineup card reads like this. Marshall Moore leads off, plays shortstop. Kason Sullivan is behind the plate playing catcher. He's batting in the 2 spot. We saw Tatum Nelson as a starting pitcher. He will bat third. Colin Weaver is the cleanup hitter. He will play first base. Cohen Reed will be playing second while batting fifth. Gunnar Gaba will be the center fielder. He bats sixth. Jarrett Wheeler is the third baseman, batting seventh. Landon Dunn plays right field, bats eighth. And rounding out the 1 through 9 is the left fielder, Cam Hopkins. Their opponent on the mound will be Carter Marzowski from Crown Point. The count is quickly 2-0 to Moore, as we will also take a look at the game night forecast, which is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast in Crown Point, it is 76 degrees as this one rolls into center field. That's a leadoff single for Moore. Moore gets aboard, and that's how Citronelle wants to respond here, by getting the leadoff man on base as they trail by 2. As it is partly cloudy, sunset. Well, still some light out, but it's mostly dark here as the light's taking effect over the field. There is rain in the forecast for some of the near hours, but we don't want to worry about that for now, as it's been certainly a lot of that today. But overall, it's a pleasant evening for baseball as it stands currently, so we're excited about that. As that is the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. Moving along here, the batter is now Kason Sullivan, the catcher, as that is low for a ball. So Sullivan batting against Marzowski. Marzowski on the hill, the lefty sends it towards the plate, but that is low for ball 2. Crown Point White, the team we're seeing today, they had a close 2-0 loss to Mexico last evening in what was a very well-played game between both squads. One of those ones that's unfortunate a team has to lose, as that one skips its way in for ball 3, goes to the backstop. But so now the Bulldogs will be looking to try to bounce back, playing in the night game today. This game was scheduled for a couple hours earlier, but because of some curveballs thrown by the weather, we are now starting it just after 8 o'clock. Here's the 3-0 pitch. It is low for ball 4. Sullivan will walk. And now Moore is caught halfway between second and third, and he has to retreat back to second. Moore was almost at the shortstop's position there when the catcher looked him back to the base. So Sullivan walks. There's a runner at second. And the batter will be the pitcher, Tatum Nelson. A single and a walk have put Citronelle in this spot with 2 aboard, nobody out. Nelson, the right-handed hitting pitcher, stays away from the first pitch, low for ball 1. Marzowski looking to find a way to generate a couple of outs here. Well, 3 outs to be exact, but as time is called by Nelson, but it starts with 1. When you get that first out, that can help you build things in the right direction. Nelson showing bunt, but that's a strike. He can't line it up. That helps Marzowski with the count even at 1-1. but with third base open, the force is active there. There's a variety of ways you could produce that first out. Now the 1-1. Low for ball four. Karam's off the backstop. The catcher throws down to third, but safe is the runner Moore. It was a closer play than maybe it initially seemed for Moore, as the catcher did a very nice job of playing it off the bounce of the brick backstop to barehand it and then throw over to third. Moore just sliding it in just barely in time. And with the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike two. 2-2 is the count. Nelson works with two runners in scoring position, trying to avoid becoming the first out of the inning for his team. He will send that one on a line towards center field. One run is in. That is Moore. He will cross. And Citronelle on the board, an RBI single from Nelson. So a good rip there by Nelson, able to line it into center, landing a few feet in front of the center fielder. Gasaway. It advances Sullivan from second to third, and now Nelson is at first base. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Colin Weaver is the batter. Weaver playing first base today. He is showing bunt, leaning ahead of the plate. And now Marzowski fakes the throw to first base. That's a balk, and it will score the run. So, yeah, that was... We'll get that sorted out, just exactly what the infraction was there. But Marzowski pump faked the throw to first base, but hung on to it. And now we'll see a conference at the mound for Crown Point. So the balk scores Sullivan, and just like that, we are tied. Maybe not exactly how they planned on doing it, but Citronelle, they've responded with 2 runs after allowing 2 in the top half of this inning. So now the Bulldogs, they'll just circle up, talk things over. In a game like this, you just want to make sure you stay focused. You don't let things unravel here after you've allowed a couple runs. Just lock in here, get outs on the board. It's just baseball here. You've been in these situations before, so you just have to not let the dramatics of the night game, the big tournament and all that distract you from this. Is a game you've played for a long time, and especially at this point in the summer, you've been in a lot of these spots. So just trying to find a way to settle things down and generate some outs. The first pitch, ground ball off the end of the bat to the pitcher Marzowski. He shovels it up with the glove and then throws over to first base for 1 out. Nelson will advance to third, but Weaver is retired. The pitcher doing a good job of defending his spot there. Here is Cohen Reed. Cohen Reed, the second baseman. Bats here, a right-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher, Marzowski. He kicks, throws to the plate. Reed rolls it towards shortstop. Scooped up by Hanger. He throws to first. The runner is out, but the run will score. And just like that, Citronelle takes the lead, 3-2. So Reed kind of taking one for the team there. Cues it off the end of the bat to shortstop, where he will be thrown out on the bases, but he did what he had to do to get Nelson to cross the plate. It's now a 3-2 lead for Citronelle. Here is Gunnar Gaba. The first pitch from Marzowski is low for a ball. The 1-0. Gaba shows bunt, but that was over him for a ball. The count now 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Gaba slices it to shortstop, scooped up by Hanger. The throw and the tag applied. That will end the inning. So the ground out ends the inning, but Citronelle gets some work done, putting 3 runs on the board. They now take the lead. We're through an inning. It's been an active one so far, with Citronelle leading over Crown Point 3-2. You're watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network. From the printer tray to the field, Pulse Technology keeps us moving. For more information about the heartbeat of the Region Sports Network, visit Pulse Technology on the web at pulsetechnology.com. We are in the top of the second inning. It'll be Castaway, Bigham, and Bassino up to bat for Crown Point here as Gassaway leads off the inning, the center fielder. Working against Nelson. The first pitch is high and to the backstop. So the count 1-0. The windup and the 1-0 delivery from Nelson. Foul ball off rattles off the catcher and the umpire. It looked like everybody's okay, evening the count at 1-1. And so in what was a first inning where each team put a crooked number on the board in their half at bat, we'll see now how they settle in after you saw both teams send multiple runners across the plate. Maybe you got some of the nervousness out, or both teams were waiting a while. This game's starting much later than it was originally supposed to play, so you've been waiting all day to get this game in, and it was an active first inning. But now see which team can find their groove here and keep the other team in check as the count goes to 2-1. Or now 3-1 actually, but sometimes when things are so crazy in the early innings, one team eventually finds the right mix and then shuts things down and can settle into a good rhythm. The 3-1 is called strike two. So Nelson has worked the count full, and for Nelson, after allowing the a home run to the leadoff batter, he was then able to produce multiple outs using his defense behind him to get outs on the board, and his bats responded and put 3 on the board. The payoff pitch is outside for ball 4, so Gassaway walks. Gassaway walks, and now Jacob Bigham will bat. Bigham, the left fielder. So he will work against Nelson here as Gassaway, representing the tying run, steps out to a lead at first base. The right-hander throws over to first base. The tag applied by Weaver, but swimming under the tag was Gassaway, getting back to the base. Go, Jake! 3-2 lead for Citronelle here as Crown Point takes their second at-bats. The first pitch, Bigham shows bunt, but that one sails to the backstop, so he has to lean out of the way. It'll be ball 1. And worth noting here that the backstop at this field is much closer to the catcher than it is at the other two. So the other two diamonds that have been in use today. So for catchers on both teams, getting used to how that one can redirect to you instead of, or maybe at the other fields, you have to chase it down at the backstop. But here, it can shoot right back to you. It's brick. It's like throwing maybe like a tennis ball off a brick wall in the recess yard. And so you have to position yourself maybe closer to the plate, waiting for those to bounce back, as the count is 2-0 after that inside pitch. But a lot of different circumstances affect the position of catcher, and certainly the ballpark comes into play a lot. And so both these catchers will certainly get used to playing here at Diamond or Field B. as the pitcher, Nelson, looks the runner back to second. But the batter is Bigham. The 2-0 pitch. He sends it foul, high to the netting, just above the bleachers on the right side. So the count now 2-1. A summer night here with two teams meeting on the diamond now as they're trying to find a way to get some big wins in the group stage. A busy week of baseball on deck, certainly continuing tomorrow. And today, both teams have kind of had to ride the storm out a little bit, and they've waited a while, but now get to play ball as Nelson just misses upstairs for a ball. A good matchup between these two squads, and we've already seen both find their way onto the score sheet. The 3-1 pitch is low for ball 4. Back-to-back walks between Gasaway and Bigham. So now the batter will be Nick Bassino. Bassino, the extra hitter today, bats right-handed as the first baseman goes to chat with his pitcher, and they'll both go back to their spots. Bassino trying to help his team as they trail by a run. Righty on righty matchup here. Nelson kicks, goes to the plate. It's low for ball 1. So a good eye by Bassino. That's at all levels when you're batting with runners on, one away. You have to have that patient eye at the plate. Don't help the pitcher here. You want to crank up the pressure on him as that's low for ball. Both base runners will be off to the races here, moving up one station each. Gasaway to third, Bigham to second. So now 2 runners in scoring position, and for Bassino, that good eye becomes even more crucial here with the count 2-0. Want to make sure if Nelson's going to beat you with a pitch that it's a good pitch here. A pause and the 2-0 delivery. Bassino sends it on a roll towards second base. Reed is there. He throws to first, but a run is in to score. Crown Point has tied it up. Gasaway scores. Bassino is out, but he helps his squad out. The second baseman had to shuffle, got to that one. But really, the only play he had to make there was the play at first. It would have been tricky to get it at the plate. As the batter is Mateo Serrano Avina. He shows bunt here, tries to extend to get to it, and the runner's already halfway home. Bigham caught towards third base, but he will slide back safely. So Bigham caught in a tricky spot there, but was able to return back to third as he was thinking Serrano Avina would lay down that bunt, but then he missed it, and he was already flying towards the plate. So the count is 0-1. Serrano Avina bats here in the bottom of the second inning, or top of the second inning, actually. Now the 0-1 is high, rattles off the backstop. It takes a roll along the ledge. This will give Bigham the chance to score, and he will. Bigham scores, and now Crown Point takes the lead. That went off the top of the backstop here and took a friendly roll for Crown Point. Went for a right along the ledge all the way towards the dugout. That was going to be tough for the catcher to get a hold of. So now it's a 4-3 lead for Crown Point here in the top of the second inning. Nelson trying to see if he can find a way to get the out here. There's one out in the inning. The count is 1-1. He swings through that one for strike 2. So here's Serrano Avina. Now for the 1-2 pitch. Foul, caught a piece of the catcher, and so he stays alive. A foul tip by Serrano Avina. Keeps the at-bat going. So the catcher took that one off the mask, but he will stays in his office. Now setting up for the 1-2 delivery from Nelson. He kicks, goes to the plate. A foul tip back to the netting, right by where we were stationed. But Serrano, Avina batting here with the top of the order on deck. Trying to get Eisminger up to the plate here. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is the second out of the inning. So 2 down, 2 runs have scored, and the batter now, Grayson Eisminger. And we'll see a gathering at the mound for Citronelle. It will be a pitching change as the head coach takes the ball from Nelson. So we will get things adjusted when we come back. We'll tell you more about the new pitcher on the mound for Citronelle. Stick around. You're watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's Insurance Professionals, Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series here on the Region Sports Network. The new pitcher will be Colin Weaver for Citronelle. Weaver takes over in the top of the second inning. So Weaver replaces Nelson. They'll shuffle things around in the infield. Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports, as we are always active on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and at our website at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we are proud to still be the only game in town. Weaver getting his final warm-up tosses while his teammates wait. Some of them at the mound with him, some of them behind him, some of them on either side. Now they will break the huddle. So it looks like Gaba will now be the first baseman. And so that would, I think, Nelson. It looks like he'll be playing short. Everybody's playing in different spots now, so I'll try to get that together. And it looks like Nelson is at short, and I believe then Moore would be in the outfield. But the batter will be Grayson Eisminger. He had the leadoff home run in the first inning for Crown Point. He gets ready for his second at-bat of the game. The windup and the pitch from Weaver is low for a ball. And so now for Eisminger at the top of the order, trying to scout the new pitcher here. As your team leads by a run, there are 2 outs in the inning. Nobody on the bases. The 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Or strike 1, pardon me. It's a 1-1 count. It's been a long day, but the count is 1-1. Weaver lines and fires to the plate. That is low for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Certainly for Weaver at the mound, you saw what Eisminger was able to do in his first at-bat, so you don't want to leave one hanging over the plate that he can get a hold of. And that's inside, makes it a 3-1 count. Weaver's pitch. It is outside for ball 4, a 2-out walk for Eisminger. He's aboard here, and the batter now will be Crew Gabor. And certainly with 2 outs, if you can generate a walk against a new pitcher, that helps your team out so much. It forces that new pitcher to have to keep working here and 2-out base runners can really do a good job of helping increase the difficulty for the opposing team. Now, the Eisminger is running towards second. He will slide in feet first. He is in time as the pitch was low and away, so that gave him a bit of a head start on the ball. Gabor bats. He grounded out to first base in his last time up. The 1-0 to Gabor. Fouled to the netting. So the count 1-1. Gabor stands in the left-handed batter's box, waits for the 1-1 pitch. And it's low for a ball, and timeout called by the third base umpire. What is going on here? So he's going to talk to the pitcher, Weaver, something about his delivery as the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Weaver now ready to resume play against Gabor. Here's the 2-1. Inside for a ball. Makes it a 3-1 count. Weaver's 3-1 pitch is high for ball four. Back-to-back walks by Eisminger and Gabor bring Carter Marzowski up to bat here. So Marzowski looking to produce here with a couple of his friends on base, but 2 outs in the inning. His team leads 4-3. Weaver's delivery. The fastball is outside, starts the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch called strike one. So Marzowski has the count even at a ball and a strike. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning. He's the starting pitcher, sends this one sky high towards the outfield. The center fielder will camp out and makes the catch for out number 3. But Crown Point gets some work done. They score twice as they will now take the lead 4-3 heading to the bottom of the second inning. You're watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Athletic Performance Factory in Highland, Indiana, we push you to be bigger, faster, stronger, more explosive. Challenge every muscle with our cutting-edge sand speed and agility training. Build rock-solid strength and core stability to dominate on game day. Rent our full-size outdoor turf field for team workouts and practices. Improve your swing, boost your field skills, and protect your arm with expert one-on-one baseball and softball training built around you. We develop the entire athlete, mentally and physically. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah! For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, yo. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here!
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network. Ordering groceries has never been easier with online shopping at Strack & Van Til. Save time and money, in-store sale prices, pickup or delivery online coupons, reward points, and more. Shop strackandvantil.com today. As we begin the last of the second inning, it'll be Wheeler, Dunn, and Hopkins, 7, 8, 9 hitters up for Citronelle as they trail 4-3 in the second inning. It's been a back-and-forth game between these two teams that are battling it out here on Field B at Jerry Ross Park. The first pitch to Wheeler is high for a ball. Next pitch outside, makes it a 2-0 count.
Go down.
Marzowski, the southpaw, sends his 2-0 to the plate, just low for ball 3. And for Marzowski, with his team now taking the lead, you wonder how that can affect how he pitches here, knowing his offense was able to bounce back, get him a couple of runs, take the lead as he speeds in a strike. Count goes 3-1. The 3-1 is outside for a ball, so Wheeler works the leadoff walk. He will hustle on over to first base. He's aboard. So another walk for Citronelle. It's a leadoff base runner, and the batter now is Landon Dunn. Dunn works in the right-handed batter's box, playing right field defensively. He shows bunt here, leaning forward. The pitch, and it's a strike. The throw down to second base, and they got him. Wheeler thrown out going for second. Nicely done by Eisminger and Gabor to apply the tag. So the leadoff walk is off the bases. Marzowski gets some help from his friends. They take away that base runner. Now the pitch. Dunn sends it foul down the first base line. And the count is 0-2. The 0-2 is low and away, so Dunn found himself, when he stepped into the box, nobody out and a runner at first base. Now the bases are empty and there's one away. So that changes his approach at the plate, as he was initially trying to lay it on a bunt, and now he'll swing through that next pitch for strike 3. 2 outs in the inning after a runner was caught stealing and a strikeout. It'll be up to Cam Hopkins to try to make something happen here with 2 away and nobody on. So here's the right-handed batting left fielder, Hopkins. He goes after the first pitch, can't quite line it up, and that's strike 1. The 0-1. Outside for a ball, we go even at 1-1. The 1-1 for Marzowski just misses. He was looking for that outer corner. So the count increases. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 to Hopkins. Finds the corner. So now 2s across the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in inning number 2. The breakthrough pitch from the lefty Marzowski. He skies it. Foul, but playable for the first baseman, Reed. That's out number 3. So 3 batters up, 3 down. We will head to the 3rd inning. Crown Point leads over Citronelle 4-3. You are watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome to Diamond Plate, your new go-to sports bar with a casual vibe and elevated ballpark favorites. Dig into hand-breaded chicken tenders, juicy burgers, build your own pizzas, and don't forget our full bar stocked with local favorites and everyday classics. Located inside Athletic Performance Factory. Diamond Plate brings the fun with multi-sport simulators, duck-pin bowling lanes, plus party space for birthdays, holidays, company outings, and fundraisers. Diamond Plate, where every bite, every sip, and every play is a win.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network as we start the third inning here at Cherry Ross Park. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies proud to recognize the superheroes on the diamond. It will be, for Crown Point batting, Reed, Hanger, and Custy due up to bat here. With their team up by a run, they'll look to try to increase that. And now with a full, complete dark night sky here, the lights fully taking effect, there is really something so fun about nighttime baseball, and especially for kids at this age to play like a night game. You get to feel like a big leaguer, and the games feel that much more monumental. But at the end of the day, it is still baseball, still the game you've been playing all summer. You just want to stick to the basics, but there's something pretty fun about getting to play at a night game. Feels like you've graduated to a higher level. The first pitch from Weaver is high for a ball. Reed reached in a fielder's choice back in the first inning. He made it as far as third base, but did not score. The windup and the pitch from Weaver is high for ball 2. Weaver looking to work here on the mound. He was brought in relief in the last half inning. The 2-0 swinging strike by Reed. Good velocity on that fastball from Weaver, but Reed couldn't quite get to it. But Reed batting out of the cleanup spot here for Crown Point. The next pitch is a strike at the corner. So all even at 2-2. It's important what you do against the leadoff hitter in order to try to set the tone for the inning. The breakthrough pitch skips low for ball 3. So the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The leadoff batter is Maddox Reed. Going to see if he can reach. He calls timeout here. Now the windup from Weaver. Drilled towards third base, into left field. This will go all the way to the wall. Reed has a loud single to start the third inning. He really got a hold of that one that traveled to the fence in a hurry. He is on base for the second time in this outing. Well, the batter will be Brantley Hanger. Hanger, the shortstop bats, he had a fielder's choice that scored a run in his first at-bat. Now he works with Reed at first base against Weaver. Crown Point leads 4-3. They have a chance to add another tally to that. The pitch from Weaver, low, skips inside. The catcher does a good job of keeping it in front of him. That can be one if that gets past you. Gives the runner at first that extra window to race to second, but he recovered nicely to stop that one where it was. The 1-0 pitch to Hanger is low. Makes it a 2-0 count. Weaver takes a peek at the runner at first base. Now goes to the plate. Puts that one over the plate for strike 1. So Hanger, responsible for an RBI earlier in this game, finds himself in another opportunity to deliver. Now in the top of the third inning. Weaver gets ready. The 2-1 pitch is upstairs for ball 3. In danger of walking Hanger here, Weaver. Trying to lock in here his pitch. 3-1, it's a swinging strike. The count goes full at 3-2. Certainly Weaver battling here in this inning. A couple of lengthy counts, but he's been able to work them full. Well, the first one ended up with a single to Reed. Now the batter, Hanger. 3-2 is inside, gets to the backstop. That's ball 4. So Reed had a head start. He makes his way to second base, and Hanger is aboard at first. The first 2 batters in the inning have reached. Now Griffin Custy will bat for Crown Point. Custy grounded out to short to end the first inning. We'll try to see if he can reach base for the first time in this game with 2 runners on base. Custy swings through the first pitch from Weaver, and that's massive for Weaver to get ahead in a count. The first 2 at-bats we've seen in this inning, he's been behind, but so now you start an at-bat with a strike. That will help him. The 0-1. Custy gets it just above the hands. Weaver has to try to track it down. He will hang on to it. Everybody will be safe on the play. Weaver had to run off the mound to try to pick that one up. By the time he got to it, the runner was safe at first base. So Crown Point threatening here, building a rally. Runners at every base. Custy at first, Hanger at second, Reed at third. The batter now, Owen Gassaway, works with a Bulldog on every base. And we will see a meeting at the mound for Citronelle. Will this be another pitching change? Or will they just be talking over strategy, what they want to do here? So many options depending where the ball's hit on the infield. Where do you go? Do you get the run at the plate? Do you try to step on the base closest to you? There's nobody out in the inning, so there's a lot to discuss here. Sometimes the play is just to make the out at wherever it is most convenient. You don't want to overcomplicate things, especially with young baseball players. You sometimes have to just go with the simplest play instead of trying to be the hero and force something that isn't there. It's probably certainly something they're discussing there. So Gassaway, he walked and scored back in the second inning. Weaver goes to the plate, was looking for the corner. It just misses, makes it a 1-0 count. Here's a ground ball to shortstop. Nelson is there, throws to the plate, but in to score is Reed. Crown Point extends their lead 5-3. An RBI from Gassaway. So Reed was out hustling out from third base. He gets in to score. Hanger goes up to third base. Custy at second. And Bigham, the runner at first base, still nobody out in the inning. The batter now, Jacob Bigham. First pitch is upstairs to Bigham. So Bigham trying to work here with the bat, the count 1-0. His team leads 5-3. And he has a teammate at every base. This one goes high, curling towards right field. It will land foul. Foul to even the count at 1-1. So a long foul ball by Bigham, but that could be encouraging where you get a hold of one like that, knowing what you could do if you get that pitch again, but just try to put it in play next time. Bigham waits for the 1-1 from Weaver. Here it is. High for a ball. The count now 2 balls and a strike. Weaver kicks, delivers a 2-1. It is just above the zone for ball 3. The 3-1 misses away, so that will bring in a run. Hanger will score from third base. It's an RBI walk for Bigham. Custy moves up from second to third. Gassaway from first to second, and now Bigham, the runner at first base. An RBI walk, and the batter will now be Nick Bassino. Vecino, with his team leading 6-3, has a teammate at every base. There's nobody out in the inning, so certainly the potential for more runs. The windup from Weaver. First pitch, high for ball one. Now for the 1-0. That'll be ball two. Weaver's 2-0 pitch, driven in the air towards right field, lifting towards the fence. It will land and rolls to the track. One run is in to score. That is Custy getting the windmill and hustling to the plate, scoring as well as Gasaway. It's a 2 RBI base knock for Vecino, making it an 8-3 lead for Crown Point. That was well struck off the bat from Vecino, carried towards the fence. It lands and then allows both two of the three runners to score. Bigham ends up at second base and Vecino at first with a 2 RBI base hit. And now both runners are off for the races, trying to bunt. Laying down to try to bunt that one was Serrano Avina, but he gets a foul tip on it, so both runners will have to go back to their original starting points. Serrano Avina struck out in the second inning. Weaver gets ready for the 0-1 out of the stretch. It's inside for a ball. So the count even, one apiece. But a big opportunity for Serrano Avina to try to generate a couple more runs. Weaver trying to leave the damage where it was. His 1-1 pitch skips in. The runners will look to advance, and they will. Bigham moves from second to third, and Vecino from first to second. So two Crown Point players in scoring position. A ball that gets to the outfield could bring them both home. Serrano Avina chops it towards shortstop. Ranging in, getting there is Nelson. He throws on the hop. Nice scoop by Gaba to record one out, but a run will score. Bigham crosses the plate, making it a 9-3 lead. Yes, he did score, so yes, it's now 9-3, but a good defensive play by the first baseman to dig that one up. Getting out, we're going to see another pitching change for Citronelle, so we'll take a break as the new pitcher gets warmed up. It is a 9-3 lead for Crown Point as you are watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
Located just one block north of the square in Crown Point and just 1 minute from Jerry Ross Park, Station 21 American Grill is one of the city's most popular eateries. Station 21 offers a full menu from steaks and seafood to burgers and wings. While in town for the Cal Ripken World Series, stop in and enjoy comfortable dining while watching a game on one of the 28 big screen TVs. Check out the menu at station21.com. Station 21 American Grill. Eat, drink, and relax.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series right here on the Region Sports Network. There's a new pitcher in for Citronelle. It is, that will be Waylon Wynn. So Wynn takes over for Weaver. Wynn, new addition to the game. He was on the original lineup, so Waylon Wynn will take over the right-handed pitcher. So third pitcher used for Citronelle. And certainly, now moving to this point in the tournament, you have to think about how teams deploy their pitchers. With being late in day 2 of the tournament, you want to make sure guys are available for the later stages, especially the elimination stages when we get to bracket play. So it depends what you do here in the group stage, making sure you keep guys' pitch counts within reach, within a reasonable amount, as the first pitch from Wien is a fastball for a strike to the top of the order for Crown Point, Grayson Eisminger. Eisminger had the home run in the first inning and then a walk in the third. Or in the second, he lifts that one foul towards the concession stand, and people had to look out for that one. That was driven quickly. Makes it an 0-2 count. We are in the top of the third inning. The 0-2. Fastball just misses outside. So the count goes 1-2. The 1-2 from Wynn is low. Good job by the catcher keeping it in front of him. Sullivan, the catcher, making that play behind the plate. On the 2-2, that's outside towards the backstop. So the runner, though, will stay put. Bassino was racing towards the plate, but then it redirected right back to the catcher. Talked about it, the brick backstop, and being a little bit closer to the catcher might be advantageous for these catchers on plays like that. Here's the payoff pitch, 3-2. A foul ball high towards field A. Near the bleachers of field A. We are right by the field where there's another game going on, so a lot of activity here at Jerry Ross Park. Now the 3-2, part 2. That is low for ball 4, and hustling in to score is Bassino. Crown Point adds another, making it a 10-3 lead. Bassino crosses as Eisminger walks. He's on board for his second walk of the game, in addition to that home run. And now the batter is Crew Gabor. The left-handed batter, Gabor, bats with Eisminger at first base. Now he's racing to steal second. The throw, he is safe. So Eisminger now in scoring position with Gabor batting. There's one out in the inning. Crown Point leads by a few here. Now for the 1-0 pitch. Gabor with the swing, but can't get to it for strike one.
Go 2.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Drops into the zone for strike 2. Or the count now 2-2, I believe. No, it's 1-2. It's 1-2. The scoreboard adjusts accordingly. So a 1-2 count. Win pitches to Gabor. Just high for a ball. Now it will be a 2-2 count. The 2-2 from Win is low for ball 4. Pardon me. It is low for ball 3. Gabor looking for what could be ball 4 on this next pitch. He walked back in the second inning. The payoff pitch. Ground ball towards second base. Reed tries to get to it, but Gabor will reach safely, and sliding in to score is Eisminger, making it an 11-3 lead for Crown Point. Gabor helps bring in the run. And now Carter Marzowski will bat with one away and a runner on base. His team has scored 7 runs in this inning, and Marzowski slices it foul away along the left field line. Now the 0-1 from Reed as he gets set, getting ready to pitch out of the stretch. He kicks, goes. It's behind Marzowski, and the runner will advance. Gabor moves up to second base. So Marzowski batting with the count 1-1 and a runner in scoring position. The 1-1 upstairs for ball 2.
Settle in, Nines. Just relax. Stay in your legs. That's fun. Let's go, Carter!
Wynn delivers a 2-1 pitch. It finds the zone, evening the count at 2-2.
You're good. You're good.
2 balls and 2 strikes as Wynn trying to find a way out of this inning. His 2-2 pitch. Marzowski lifts it foul. Foul towards the backstop, so the at-bat will continue.
Go, battle, Nines. Let's go. Stay in your legs. Top of the ball, rip. It's all yours. All yours. That's fun.
Marzowski's 2-2 is outside, and scooting on over to third base is Gabor. So Gabor 1 spot away from scoring as Marzowski will look to try to bring him home. Wynn takes a trip off the mound, now returns up there.
Top, strong top hand. Let's go.
The 3-2. Marzowski skies it high, foul, curling back towards the bleachers near the third base side. The count is full, another lengthy at-bat in this half inning. Marzowski trying to get the upper hand, Wynn looking to retire him. The payoff pitch. Fly ball towards right field, back towards the wall, and the catch is not made by the center fielder, so Marzowski will reach. Marzowski reaches on that one. So now the Bulldogs will send their 10th batter, 11th batter of the inning actually to bat. They have gone around the order, and it will be Maddox Reed. Reed bats with 2 on base and 1 out. Wynn trying to deal here, and Marzowski swipes second, racing ahead of the pitch there, so he's in scoring position. So runners at second and third. The count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to Reed is outside for ball 2. Reed singled and scored earlier in this inning. He swings to the next pitch. The count goes 2-1. There's 1 out in the inning, so Citronelle trying to find ways to get these next 2 outs, especially with 2 runners on base. The 2-1 is outside or in the zone for strike 2, evening the count at 2 apiece. On the 2-2, Reed swings and can't get to it. That's strike 3. A strikeout for Wynn. As Reed goes down swinging, Hanger will bat. Hanger walked in the third inning, had an RBI in the first. And he'll try to get to work here. The pitch by Wynn. Cued towards third base. He scoops it up, throws, and that will be out number 3. A 5-3 ground out ends the third inning, but Crown Point was busy, scoring 7 runs. They take an 11-3 lead into the bottom of this inning. So we will resume for that. So stick around. You are watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Get Pulse technology on your team. Hit a home run with our managed print and copier services, IT and technology solutions, office furniture and design services, office supplies, scoreboards, and AV solutions.
Strack and Van Til for the win with 4 ways to save. Catch price drops on over 15,000 items and check the weekly ad for can't miss deals. Stack on the rewards program for digital coupons, points toward discounts and free products, and power up with our own brands. Keep your budget in the safety zone. Get the same great taste as national labels at lower prices. If you can't taste the difference, why pay the difference? Score big value with 4 ways to save at Strack and Van Til.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. Leo Staudaher with you on the call. Matt Kaufman and Martin Murillo Jr. make up our crew. Our management team doing great work this week, led by executive producer Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, and Mike Dewan, really balancing a lot to make all of this possible, so we appreciate them. As here's a ground ball towards shortstop, picked up and thrown over for out number 1. So more grounds out to Hanger for the first out of the bottom of the 3rd inning. The batter will now be Kaysen Sullivan. So Sullivan will look to get to work here. He walked and scored back in the 1st inning. His team could use some help here, some offense here as they trail 11-3. So they'll take base runners by whatever way they are able to get them. Here's a chopper towards first base. Reed angles over, gets to it, steps on the base all by himself for out number 2. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tatum Nelson will bat. Nelson started the day on the mound and then I believe now is playing center field. So he will work here with 2 away, trying to help generate a rally. Marzowski kicks, goes to the plate. That's a swinging strike 1. Oh and 1 is the count as Marzowski looks to deal to Nelson. This one lifted away foul along the first base line. 0-2 is the count. On the 0-2, here's a fly ball towards right field, going back to the wall, and the catch is made by Griffin Custy, leaping towards the wall, able to make a catch at the last moment. Nicely done by Custy. That will end the 3rd inning. Custy gets it done. We will head to the 4th with Crown Point leading 11-3. You are watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network. A reminder to stay with us after the game. We'll name the proud to be Union Play of the Game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. We are in the top of the fourth inning. Crown Point will battle. It'll be Custey, Gassaway, and Bigham due up here as we start the fourth inning. Crown Point leads 11-3 in what's been a good day at the plate for the Bulldogs as they've been able to score a crooked number in each half inning. They scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 7 in the third. Citronelle scored 3 in the first inning, but the Bulldogs have then bounced back with 9 unanswered runs. It is still Waylon Wynn pitching for Citronelle. Custey will lead off after he made a tremendous catch in right field. We'll see what he can do with the bat here. So Custey prepares to work with his team up by 8. The first pitch from Wynn is outside for a ball. The 1-0. Custey fouls it back to the screen, evening the count at a ball and a strike. Now with the count at 1-1, the pitch is over the plate for strike 2. The 1-2 is away for a ball. Count now 2-2. The 2-2 is low and away, makes it a 3-2 count. The payoff pitch from Wynn is low for ball 4. Custey reaches for the second time in this game with a leadoff walk here in the fourth inning. Owen Gassaway will bat to lead off the inning. Or he will not lead off the inning. He will bat with a runner on base and nobody out. Gassaway, a walk and a single, has scored 2 runs and driven in 1 run. Now a throw over to second base on ball 1. Custey slides in safely. So Crown Point still aggressive, trying to steal bases here. Custey adds another one. The 1-0 pitch. That will squeak to the backstop, and Custey will stroll on over to third base. So Custey now 1 station away from scoring. With Gassaway batting, he'll try to bring him home. The 2-0 pitch. Driven foul towards the right field side. It's a long strike 1. Two and 1. That is low for ball 3. Gassaway waits for the 3-1 from Wynn. He fouls it away to the screen. The count full at 3-2. With the count full, Wynn looks towards his catcher. The payoff pitch is in for strike 3. Gassaway caught looking. That's the first out of the inning. The batter will be Jacob Bigham with a runner at third base and 1 away. Bigham has walked twice in this game, has scored twice. He walked in a run in the last inning. This one, first pitch is high for a ball.
Go, Jake. Go, Jake. Hey, squeeze it, hold it.
And there's a ball to the screen that will allow Custody to slide in safely to score, making it a 12-3 lead for Crown Point.
Hey, have fun right here, kid.
3 balls in the count. The pitch is, that will be ball 3. That is ball 3 to Bigham. The 3-0 is ball 4. So Bigham walks for the 3rd time in this game. He is aboard. And now the batter is Nick Bassino. He had a 2 RBI single in the 3rd inning. And he works with 1 run in the bank already, a runner at first base, and 1 out. And racing to second base is Bigham with the pitch, but it was fouled away, so he'll have to go back to his original point of origin as the count is 0-1. The 0-1 from Wynn. The runner's going. The throw to second. He is safe. Safe. Bigham takes the base. He's in scoring position. The 1-1. Driven in the air towards right field. It lands in the gap, rolls to the fence. Bigham being sent towards the plate. He will cross. It's an RBI single for Bassino. His 2nd hit of the day. His 4th RBI. Bassino helps increase the lead to 10 for Crown Point. And now the batter. It will be a pinch hitter. David Patty takes over. Patty bats here in the top of the 4th. As Patty bats showing bunt. It's a ball. So the count 1-0 to Patty. The 1-0 is upstairs, makes it a 2-0 count. Wynn delivers. Low for ball 3. There is 1 out in the inning. There's a runner at second base. Patty taking his first at-bats. Top of the order on deck for Crown Point. The 3-0 is called strike 1. (3-1) is called strike 2, so the count goes full to Patty. He has to stay in the box. I was looking for ball 4 there, doesn't get it. The count full. Now for the payoff pitch, it's outside. That will put Patty on base. And also advancing to third was Bassino. Here's Brayson Eisminger to bat here. Eisminger homered in the 1st inning, walked in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd. He has scored 2 runs in this game, and we will have another meeting at the mound, and it looks like another new pitcher for Citronelle, so we will step aside as the new pitcher gets ready to work. You are watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
This one is stabbed towards third base. Wheeler gets there, throws to first. Not in time. A run will score. Bacino scores to make it a 14-3 lead for Crown Point. Patty at third base. Eisminger is at first as he picks up the RBI. Wynn stays in the game. Here's Drew Gabor with one away. Eisminger racing for second. He will get there. Now the runner will head towards the plate. The throw is safe. Eisminger ends up at third base. Patty scores. And so it is now a 15-3 lead. Now we will see a pitching change from Citronelle. We will take a break as the new reliever gets adjusted. So stick around. You are watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Athletic Performance Factory in Highland, Indiana, we push you to be bigger, faster, stronger, more explosive. Challenge every muscle with our cutting-edge sand speed and agility training. Build rock-solid strength and core stability to dominate on game day. Rent our full-size outdoor turf field for team workouts and practices. Improve your swing, boost your field skills, and protect your arm with expert one-on-one baseball and softball training built around you. We develop the entire athlete, mentally and physically. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network. Gunnar Gaba will be the new pitcher for Citronelle here in the fourth inning with his team trailing to Crown Point. So Gaba will be called upon to try to produce some outs. There's one runner on base and there's one out. And the batter will be Crew Gabor. As Gaba gets ready to work and just trying to stop the damage as Crown Point has scored 4 runs in this half inning. Gaba prepares to face Gabor in this lefty-on-lefty matchup. The pitch is inside for a ball. And so the count is 2-0. As the first pitch had been thrown by the previous pitcher. The 2-0 drops in for a strike to Gabor. The 2-1 pitch. Gabor drives it high in the air towards center field, and it will land at the warning track. In to score is Eisminger, and Gabor will scoot on over to second base after all that. So another run for Crown Point. They're ahead 16-3. So Gabor at second base, and now Carter Marzowski will bat for Crown Point with a runner at second base and one away. The pitch. Inside for a ball. The throw down to third base. Safe is Gabor. Marzowski waiting on the next pitch from Gaba. He slices it towards shortstop. Gabor is hustling for the plate. He will score. Marzowski is safe. It is now another run in for Crown Point, and they lead 17-3. Maddox Reed will bat here. Reed struck out in his last time up. Will bat here in the fourth inning. Marzowski racing to second base. The throw will not beat him there. He is safe. So Crown Point maintaining an aggressive strategy, still stealing bases here at this point in the game, and they move Marzowski into scoring position. The 1-0. He swings through it for a strike. The 1-1 from Gaba. Marzowski going to third base. He will advance. The 2-1 pitch. Skied high in the air, curling out of play on the left field side. Makes it a 2-2 count. The 2-2 pitch from Gaba is upstairs for ball 3.
Go, Maddox, win this.
With the count full, here's the payoff pitch towards the plate. It is just outside for ball 4. Reed is on base for the third time in this game. The batter will now be Brantley Hanger. So Hanger on up to bat with Reed and Marzowski at the corners. Hanger bats left-handed here. The first pitch. High for a ball. Reed advances to second on the play. The 1-0. Lifted in the air by Hanger, curling towards right field. It will drop, rolls to the track. Marzowski will score. Reed crosses as well. It's a 2 RBI single for Hanger. Crown Point adds to their lead. So Griffin Custy will bat here. I believe it was Custy. Yeah, it looks like Custy started this inning. As we were in the top of the fourth inning, the pitch, Custy fouls it backwards to the screen. There's one out. Crown Point leads here in the fourth over Citronelle. Citronelle, a team based out of Alabama, playing here against a team from the host city in Crown Point. The 0-1 pitch. Fly ball towards second base. And a sliding catch made by Reed for out number 2. Well done by the second baseman, able to dive forward and makes the catch. And Gassaway will bat here with 2 outs and a runner on base. Yeah, there are 2 outs. 2 outs in the inning. And a runner at first base. Gassaway struck out in his last at-bat. That's a ball. So the count starts 1-0. Now for the 1-0 pitch from Gaba. It's low for a ball. Makes it a 2-0 count. On the 2-0, Gaba throws over to first base. The 2-2 breaks outside, makes it a 3-0 count. Gaba prepares for the 3-0 pitch. That is over the plate for strike one. Three balls and a strike as Gassaway looks to dig in here. He rolls this one towards the third base side. Wheeler across the diamond. That will be out number 3, but another big inning for Crown Point as we will head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Crown Point leads over Citronelle as you are watching the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome to Diamond Plate, your new go-to sports bar with a casual vibe and elevated ballpark favorites. Dig into hand-breaded chicken tenders, juicy burgers, build your own pizzas, and don't forget our full bar stocked with local favorites and everyday classics. Located inside Athletic Performance Factory. Diamond Plate brings the fun with multi-sport simulators, duck-pin bowling lanes, plus party space for birthdays, holidays, company outings, and fundraisers. Diamond Plate, where every bite, every sip, and every play is a win.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Welcome back to the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network from Jerry Ross Park in Crown Point. Crown Point leads here as we start the bottom of the 4th inning over Citronelle. It should be Weaver, Reed, and Gaba up to bat, but there isn't a batter up yet, so we'll I'll wait for somebody to get ready. And should be Weaver. There's two. This will be Weaver coming out the bat. Weaver grounded out in his first at bat. He will get ready to face Marzowski. Marzowski's pitch to Weaver. High and away for ball 1. There's a strike, evens the count at 1 apiece. The 1-1. Chopper towards the mound. Marzowski gloves it, tosses over underhand, or tosses over to first base with an underhand toss. Anyway, that's the first out of the inning. So Reed will bat here. Reed works with 1 away. Cohen Reed batting here. Reed, with the bases empty and 1 out, stays away from the first pitch. It's a ball. Count 1-0 to Reed. He had a ground out in his first at bat, but it helped drive in a run. So let's see if he could find some magic in that bat here with his team down by a few. The 2-0. is a called strike to Reed. Makes it a 2-1 count with one away. The 2-1 is low. Count goes to 3-1. So for Marzowski, trying to bear down here and get some outs with his team ahead, and the run rule being in effect here. As Reed lifts that one foul towards the concourse, evens the count at 2-2. But Reed playing at second base here. That's right-handed. The 3-2 is outside for ball 4. Reed is aboard. Tosses the bat over to the batter on deck in the on-deck circle. That was a high toss by Reed, but Gabo is ready for it. So Gunnar Gaba will bat here with a friend on base and one away. The first pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Crown Point with a lead here, 2 outs away from closing the door on this one. The next pitch is low for a ball to Gaba, but Citronelle seeing if they could extend the day, getting a runner on first base. The 2-0 finds a portion of the zone for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to Gaba. Gaba takes the 2-1 towards second base. Gabor charges in, collects it, throws to first for out number 2. So 2 down, a runner at second. It'll be up to Jarrett Wheeler to try to extend this game for Citronelle. Marzowski trying to retire him and put an end to the game. This Crown Point was shut out in their first game against Mexico last night, but now with a statement lead over Citronelle, bouncing back well. The count's 0-1. The pitch, chopped towards third base, and it gets away. But the throw makes it there in time for out number 3. That's how this one will end. Crown Point defeats Citronelle 19-3 to wrap things up here at Field B. It will be a big 19-3 win for Crown Point. We will move along, start handing out some of the awards here as soon as I get things ready with the players meeting for the handshake line. Here it's time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies have offices open from 9 o'clock to 7 o'clock Monday through Friday and Saturdays until 2 o'clock in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City. Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game tonight was from the Crown Point Bulldogs. We'll go with Brayson Eisminger. He had the leadoff home run to start the game, drove in a couple more runs. He had a productive day at the plate. Now it's time to name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Boilermakers Local, learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. We will go with, how about we go with Tatum Nelson from Citronelle. He had a RBI single in the first inning, helped his team out in a couple different ways defensively as a pitcher and really battled. So Nelson is the Blue Collar Player of the Game. And now it's time to name the Proud to Be Union Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. The play of the game was, we'll wind it back to the bottom of the third inning. Tatum Nelson was up to bat for Citronelle. He sent a high fly ball to right field, but a great catch was made in right near the wall by Griffin Custy. A snow cone catch on the run. Custy took away what could have been extra bases from Nelson, and that was tonight's Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395 Union Strong. Time to start thanking everyone involved with this evening's broadcast. It was a job well done by everyone on our crew tonight, starting with our management team. Executive producer Chris Ramirez, operations manager Rich Castillo, and our sports director Mike Dewan. To the crew here, led by Matt Kaufman, producing getting us through the ins and outs. Martin Murillo Jr. tracking all of the action on camera. And to the coaches from each side, thanks to them, Michael Hanger from Crown Point and Kirk Nelson from Citronelle. Special thanks to all of the folks hosting us at the tournament from the Crown Point Cal Ripken organization, including Adam Whitehouse, the tournament director, and his host of volunteers that he has working here as well, and to the viewers at all of our platforms, regionsports.com, YouTube/regionsports, Facebook/Region Sports Nation. This is Leo Staudaher thanking you for watching coverage of the 2026 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Coverage of the 11U Cal Ripken World Series is made possible by Blue Crew for all of your umpire needs, Pulse Technology, leading the way in technological innovation for over 70 years. Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn. Visit Michigan City LaPorte. Closer than you think, better than you imagine. Ironworkers Local 395. Proud to be union. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Bricklayers Local 4. The best hands in the business. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made. Diamond Plate Eatery and Pub. Eat, drink, play. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT. Public Barn Rec, make it public. Station 21 American Grill, eat, drink, relax. You're watching the 11U Cal Ripken World Series on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.